It was supposed to be just another night at a Coldplay concert in Boston. 60,000 fans swaying under the flood of colored lights, the chorus of Fix You echoing through the stadium, a sea of illuminated wristbands blinking in perfect synchrony. The air shimmered with shared nostalgia and summer warmth. Yet, what happened in a single, unscripted, 30-second moment on the Kiss cam would do what no disgruntled whistleblower, financial scandal, or corporate rival had ever managed. It would shatter a billion-dollar company's pristine image, wreck a marriage, and become the viral spectacle of 2025. Andy Byron, CEO of Astronomer, a $1.3 billion data analytics darling once called Silicon Valley's quiet giant, sat in the VIP section next to Chris Cat, his chief people officer and trusted second-in-command. At first glance, they looked like two colleagues unwinding after a long week of investor calls and product roadmaps. But the lens sees what the lens sees, and what the world saw was far from innocent. Fingers intertwined, bodies leaning together, eyes locked in a soft, unguarded gaze that betrayed something deeper. And when the stadium camera cut to them, it didn't just flash and move on. It lingered, capturing the precise moment they realized they'd been caught. Byron, normally composed and camera-polished, recoiled as though struck by lightning, diving sideways out of frame in a clumsy, desperate scramble. Kat, whose reputation had been built on calm crisis management, buried her face in her hands, shoulders hunched in unmistakable panic. Chris Martin, caught off guard, tried to keep the mood light with an offhand quip. Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy. But his words only poured gasoline on a fire no one yet realized was burning. Within minutes, shaky phone recordings and zoomed-in replays flooded TikTok, Twitter, still refusing to die in its latest rebrand, Reddit, and YouTube. Armchair analysts dissected every frame in slow motion. The closeness of their seats, the angle of Kat's shoulder toward Byron, the locked hands and fleeting glances. Viral captions swung between humor and disbelief. The odds of your marriage ending at a Coldplay concert are low, but never zero, and Coldplay's Kiss Cam just bankrupted a unicorn. Reaction videos clocked millions of views overnight. And then, in a twist almost stranger than the moment itself, a fake apology appeared online, supposedly from Byron, written in beautifully contrite language that quoted Coldplay lyrics about heartbreak and redemption. It felt so heartbreakingly sincere that thousands shared it before anyone noticed it came from a parody CBS News account that didn't exist. The hoax went so far that major media outlets scrambled to verify it, only for another parody statement to appear days later, dripping with sarcasm. Byron now wasn't sorry for the Kiss Cam moment. He was only sorry Coldplay hadn't made a good album in a decade. The first apology was tragedy. The second, farce, and both traveled faster than any corporate PR statement ever could. But while the internet devoured the spectacle, one person's silence rang louder than any meme or fake tweet. Megan Byron, Andy's wife of 12 years. Social media detectives noticed her Facebook quietly dropped Byron, reverting to Meghan Carrion, before disappearing entirely. Hours later, her Instagram vanished too. In comment sections, the tone shifted from mockery to solidarity. Tweets praising Meghan as a queen and telling her to get the divorce lawyer in the bag racked up hundreds of thousands of likes. Meanwhile, Astronomer's sleek, data-obsessed corporate image began to crumble. Former employees surfaced on anonymous forums and private Slack groups, sharing screenshots and stories of a company driven by punishing schedules, burnout, and whispered rumors about the CEO's closeness with his HR chief. What had been dismissed for years as idle gossip suddenly felt prophetic. There's no reason to react like that on camera unless something's going on, one viral TikTok declared, echoed by another blunt question. So, is she now going to have to lead a misconduct meeting about herself? Internally, panic spread faster than any algorithm Astronomer had ever built. Byron's LinkedIn disappeared. The company's social media accounts went eerily quiet. Kat stopped posting entirely. Rumors leaked of emergency board meetings, frantic legal consultations, and debates about forced resignations. Even competitors quietly joined the feeding frenzy, posting vague but cutting messages about the importance of ethical leadership and keeping personal and professional lines clear, each carefully phrased but unmistakably pointed. As astronomers' crisis deepened, TikTok creators pored over every detail. Why Byron and Kat were seated together in the VIP section at all, why they reacted with such visible dread, and whether years of unspoken office rumors were finally being confirmed under stadium lights. Beyond gossip, the scandal struck a nerve because it echoed a pattern so familiar in tech. Powerful men protected by their status, workplace hierarchies blurred by personal relationships, and HR departments that often served leaders more than employees. For Byron, hailed until days earlier as a data whisperer and algorithmic genius by business magazines, the fall was especially brutal. The man once trusted to transform raw data into billion-dollar predictions now found himself a punchline in memes and reaction videos. His name trended alongside words like affair, toxic, and kiss cam. Even Elon Musk, who never misses an opportunity for cryptic commentary, tweeted, "Live by the algorithm, die by the algorithm." What started as a single unscripted camera shot had, within days, unraveled an executive's marriage, punctured a company's carefully curated brand, and sparked a broader conversation about ethics and power inside the tech world. At the concert itself, reports say Chris Martin, slowly realizing the chaos unleashed, grew visibly uncomfortable as the crowd's laughter turned to whispering and phone screens lit up with frantic messages. At one point, he muttered into the mic, "Holy, I hope we didn't do something bad." But it was already too late. The internet had a name for what they'd witnessed, Coldplay Gate, and a billion-dollar company had been brought to its knees not by a financial scandal or data breach, but by 30 seconds of raw, unscripted human panic under the spotlight. Even after the music faded, the story didn't. Hashtags trended for days, parody accounts kept churning out new fake statements, and body language experts built entire followings from frame-by-frame analyses of that doomed kiss cam clip. And in offices and living rooms far beyond Boston, the scandal forced an uncomfortable question. How thin is the line between private life and public spectacle in an age where a single camera, a single glance, can ignite the downfall of an empire? In that stadium, under those lights, one awkward moment exposed what even the sharpest algorithms couldn't predict. Behind polished titles and billion-dollar valuations, it only takes a single human moment to bring the whole thing crashing down.